All right, Dan, say hello to the audience.
Hi everybody.
Back in YouTube.
Dan Albro, unemployed, having a great time right now.
What's your background, Dan?
Background is biology. Been working at a Quarry marine biologist for the last 12 years. Worked with Audubon for about 5 years, doing birds and reptiles. A little bit of everything.
Boring. Anyway.
I don't know what to do. I'm starstruck.
Oh no, he's starstruck. Anyway, welcome YouTube fans. We've got Dan. We're starting week number 4 of our field adventures, and we have got a load of gear we're taking out to the site. This is a Sunday. Normally I am sleeping at this point. On a Sunday I should be sleeping in until about 2 o'clock, preferably. But we have big groups of tours coming up here, and so we're going to have to get all the gear ready. One of the sites prepped. So hence we're going out today. And that will give me a little bit more time to film and hopefully show you some more of the cool stuff that we do out there. So anyway, we'll come back and film from time to time, and we'll bother Dan some more.
David Duchovny, Michael Keaton, vegan dinosaurs. Can't go wrong with that.
Well, he does look like Michael Keaton.
You look like David.
I do not. Alright, anyway, let's get it going. You don't need no stinking cooler. Cooler?
What?
You got the egg salad, didn't you?
No.
You got chicken salad. Oh God, you never get chicken salad for the field. Oh my God, you're gonna die. You're gonna get like some sort of disease, like a salmonella or something. Well, there's coolers here. You can put it in here if you want. Here, there's a cooler. We got ice. Well, I guess you put half the bag of ice in there and then wrap up the plastic. Well, I don't need to tell you guys this stuff. I'm in training. I'm in training mode. Just use common sense.
Pressure.
I don't know. It should be easy and simple. Training should be easy and simple. I got 2 rookies I gotta train. Well, they're not really rookies, but they're not really veterans either. Anyway, it's gonna be 100 degrees today. It should be fun. You were saying, Dan?
Back to the reservoir.
Back to the reservoir.
If somebody wanted to go collect shark's teeth over there, is it open to the public?
No, it is technically illegal to do that. It's all national park. It's all state park and recreation area. There's also a lot of BLM in there.
Okay.
So, because sharks are vertebrates, they are technically illegal to collect. However, depends on what ranger you get, I'm told. Some rangers will enforce that, some will not. So I usually ask that anybody who goes up there to the reservoir that they ask the ranger what the current laws are and whether they can collect teeth or not. They certainly can't collect any other vertebrates. That would definitely be illegal. That would get them in serious trouble.
Okay.
Shark teeth, there may be an exception for that, but I don't know.
Okay. And is there a ranger presence there, like if you start walking around the reservoir area?
Right at the front gate.
Oh, okay.
Well, at this point, I'm usually eating my breakfast, so I'm not really talking at this point.
Could you refresh me a little on the Hell Creek formation?
No.
Why is it so special?
No.
Because you're eating right now.
No, I'm eating right now. I don't answer any questions. Why? This is breakfast time.
Dad, are we there yet? I'm so hot and tired.
Shut up, kid. We're not.
Even got the
We just haven't got there yet, kid. Shut up. All right. But anyway, William, you got to pay attention to all this stuff because you know you're going to eventually be doing tours.
Okay.
You gonna say what you said?
So I'm gonna go.
That's what he said. He said, "Does it look like I'm paying attention to anything you're saying?"
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you were saying. Yes. Usually at this point we start talking about safety, and I ask the kids, I say, "Hey, do you see any hospitals around here? Any doctors' offices? No. Any clinics? No. Any automobile dealerships? No. Tow truck operators? No." Well, that's because we're basically on our own up here. There's not much up this way. Newell was the last little bit of civilization, and now you're out on the Great Prairie, and there's not a whole bunch out here. Exceptionally dry out here, yada yada yada, so it's very sparse. Every once in a while you'll see a ranch that's trying to eke out an existence doing some cattle ranching or sheep, but it's just usually too dry for most people. So safety has to be our number one concern at all times. Blah 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 blah. They think that stopping on top of a hill is the best thing.
Oh, they're gassed.
Oh, they're bikers. God, wait, just yeah. Good grief. Yes, hello. Congratulations, you're a biker. Try not to kill the rest of us on the road. Okay, thank you.
See, your safety is mine.
Anywho,
Where are they going?
that way. They're going that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The temperature increases every half hour here.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Sorry.
they're gonna be in a
Don't
nice
throw rocks.
state by the time they reach faith.
No pushing. Don't pull your sister's hair while you're out there.
So that's great. You gotta improvise. Wing it. Wing it. You don't need me to tell you.
Don't run ahead of me, please. Stay in sight.
Yep.
Keep everybody in sight.
Our information packet has, you probably read all the rules in the information packet.
Of course.
When we started out, we had about 10, or you say when Walter and Heather started out, they had about 10 rules. And then every year they've had to add
Love it.
an extra rule here and there. And everybody at that point gets it. That people have done some silly things. And so then I usually say, yes, you can either be a good PaleoAdventure story or a bad PaleoAdventure story. Hopefully we'll have nothing but good PaleoAdventure stories today. So safety has to be our number one concern. And then I ask, is there anybody allergic to bee stings?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you, the guy that's allergic to bee stings. He tells me today.
And I love bugs.
He tells me today.
I love insects.
Yeah, they're great. They're wonderful. Anyway, watch out for scorpions.
Scorpion.
There are scorpions up here, but they're nocturnal, and they pretty much leave you alone. But they do like to hide in those little fractures and cracks. So if you pick a big boulder up out of something or
So
a
I
big
was
something,
gonna tell people, make sure you see what you're putting your hands and fingers into before you put your hands and fingers in there.
exactly. Our main quarry is the Tooth Draw Quarry, and as you've seen in the last episode, we've been digging this quarry since 2006. To date, we've pulled over 3,000 bones out of this one spot, and you'll see we don't go back very far, usually about a meter of sediment per year. This summer, we're going to have to open up the Tooth Draw West Quarry as well. The Tooth Draw West Quarry is an extension of the Tooth Draw Channel deposit. It is essentially the same site as TD, it's just over 150 meters away. What that means is, there's a lot of bones buried beneath these badlands. One of the first bones that I found here at the TDW site was a partial tibia. That's a lower leg bone of a Tyrannosaurus rex.
This was way back in 2007 while I was mapping the deposit, trying to figure out its lateral extent. This year, TDW will be another place that we intend to bring some of our tour guests, and Dan's going to be responsible for it over the next week or two. Let's cross our fingers that they find some more of this darn T-Rex.
William is demonstrating how we clear overburden. Lots and lots of manual labor. This is the part they don't show you on the Discovery Channel. There's usually a ton of sediment, rock, sand, mud above your dinosaur skeletons, and it usually takes a team of people slowly beating themselves up on the wall to clear overburden to get down to the target layer. We're making some good progress though today. We ended up clearing out all the old sand and mud that had been deposited in this corner, and now we're slowly moving our way down into the productive zone. The really good stuff appears to be in the upper foot of the gravel lens. There are other gravel lenses. Nicely done, William. Today we were able to get probably 5 or so dromaeosaur teeth, which is pretty good. They all seem to be coming from that bottom zone. We got 2 Dakota raptor and a Caroraptor, Paranicodon, and I think there was one other Caroraptor, partial Caroraptor. Then there was a whole bunch of little trike teeth and ducky teeth and things like that. So no big bones other than one giant chunk, which was down at the bottom. So mostly chunks of bone. This is probably a piece of Triceratops bone, nothing of any consequence. Most of the others are just little tumbled fragments of bone. Nothing fantastic, unfortunately. But the raptor teeth, of course, were really nice surprise at the bottom. And let's go see those. Yeah. Of course, raptor teeth are small, but these are some of my favorites. These are the kinds of things that I like to find out here. This one.
We'll be able to fix that
in the laboratory. That one's Dakota Raptor. And we've got a nice little Caroraptor in here. Oops, daisy, there it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's a Caroraptor. And that's the end of the turtle bone. So we moved a lot of dirt, but it doesn't look like it. But we did make a lot of progress today. Whoops. And there's a really nice Dakota Raptor. Hard to see with the wind blowing as ridiculous as this, but it's a nice specimen. So, always good to find raptor teeth. And that'll go towards the research project I'm currently working on. Okay. Trying to figure out how many raptors we have at the end of the Cretaceous period. And because raptor bones are so fragile, they don't preserve very well. So usually raptor bones are hollow on the inside, and they're small, they're tiny, and so they weather out quickly and they break down very quickly. And so there are no known nice, perfect preserved specimens of raptors from
There's only one partial Dakota raptor.
And probably only about 10-15% complete. So we're using teeth as a proxy. Anywho, we're going to go back after these guys are done and see how well they have chipped away at this wall.
The day wore on and got hotter and hotter by the second. Overburden was cleared. We were slowly getting down to the fossiliferous layer. Then one of the coolest bones we found at the site was revealed. A hand claw from a very, very rare dinosaur, Albertonicus, an Alvarezosaurid type of dinosaur. Alvarezosaurids were very unusual small theropod dinosaurs. They were very bird-like and most likely covered in feathers. One of their unique adaptations was a heavily modified hand, with most of their digits, except for one, greatly reduced. Initially, I thought this claw was from a turtle, but then a colleague of mine, Henry Mendoza, suggested that it could be an Alvarezosaurid. The Hell Creek genus is known only from a handful of very fragmentary isolated elements. So, its identification as Albertonicus is tentative. Further research will help confirm it or deny it. This specimen will go to our research collection and will eventually one day wind up in a public museum somewhere.
It's hot out. It's, according to the truck, 100 degrees, which in that little canyon over there, probably 110. Wind is blowing ridiculous amount. And so, we are calling it a day for the day. Training day is coming to a close, and we were able to get done what needed to get done with the tours. So, away we go. Kind of make a Yui. Make a Yui. Say goodbye, Dan.
Bye, Dan.
Say goodbye, Win. He's very quiet. Signing off. Until next time.